Hi Emma, it's Michelle. It was so great to meet you and your lovely husband Chris at the weekend. I hope you had a wonderful time. It certainly sounded like you were, and lovely birthday treat for you. No doubt you're back to work now and back to the normal day to day things. So we had a good journey back, thank goodness, after a terrible one going up. And I spent the last few days though caring for my little grandson who has been quite poorly. He's now well on the mend. He's running around again, and it was his first birthday today. And we took him out for ice cream, his first taste of ice cream. So he seemed to like that quite a lot. Anyway, I promised I was going to tell you something about the business that I'm involved with to see whether it's something that you might be interested in, or you might know somebody else who might be interested in it, because the way that my business grows is simply through word of mouth. We don't do any advertising or anything like that. So for me to be successful, I need to talk to people and tell them what I'm doing, and I'm really grateful. I'm glad that you're listening to this now. So I'm just going to tell you a little bit about me and my background and kind of why I got involved and what it means for me. And then I have another video which is more about the business and the products, etc. And you can just dip into them as you want to. Okay, so let me just tell you a little bit about my kind of background. I think I mentioned to you that I'd been in the corporate world. I often talk about the fact that I'm a retired corporate slave. I was a willing slave, and I was fortunate enough. I had a good job, and I was, quite well paid, and I had, what other people would see as quite successful. However, I was never at home, never saw my family. Was on conference calls at 11:30, 12 o'clock at night. Had to do lots of traveling, and although I enjoyed it, it was very stimulating. I realised that I was working for somebody else. I was always working according to somebody else's agenda. I had to work the hours they wanted me to work. I was basically at the level they decided I was going to be at. I was being paid the money someone else decided I was going to be paid. And I always knew that I wasn't in control, and that one day someone was going to decide that they didn't need me anymore, and that somebody else could do my job. They could amalgamate the jobs, because that was what was happening all the time then. We were downsizing and redundancies, etc. So when I decided to get out, I thought I would start up my own business, and I looked at other people, and other people did it, and I thought, well, how hard can that be? So I set up my business, a limited company, and I was in coaching. So having done lots and lots of coaching through my leadership role in places like American Express and Granada, I thought I could do this. So I spent hundreds and hundreds of pounds on training. I spent thousands and thousands of pounds on advertising and marketing, and having brochures produced and all things like that. And then I found that after a little while, actually it is really, really hard. It's not hard to start your business. It's just really hard to make any money. And I was on my own. I was throwing money at this business, talking good talk. And yeah, I got clients, but there was never enough clients. There were never enough hours in the day. And I found that I was actually working harder than I ever had been before, for much less money, for no security whatsoever, for no sick pay and no holidays and nothing like that. And I still was never seeing my family. So I realised that wasn't going to work. And I knew I wanted something that was going to be really fulfilling, and that I could really throw myself into. So I did a lot of research, and I talked to lots and lots of people, and I finally decided that I would become a network marketing professional. Now, I know that for lots of people, network marketing has very negative connotations, and to be honest, when I first looked at it, it did for me too. It took a lot of work for me to find the right niche for me. There are lots of companies out there who have basically jumped on the network marketing bandwagon, and are just really trying to make a quick buck, and they are not really being honest about what they do. So there's some very bad companies out there. There are lots and lots of mediocre companies who start up, go for a while, and then basically just die away. And there are just a few that are truly excellent. So I decided I'd join one of the excellent ones. I thought that was a good policy, and I joined Arbonne. And Arbonne is the #1 global company for healthy living inside and out. And what that means is that we are at the forefront of the movement for health and wellness, and ensuring that products that we are putting on our bodies and products that we are putting in our bodies are as pure, safe, and beneficial, actually do something, as they possibly can be. And I started with skincare. I just absolutely adored the skincare, fell in love with it. It made such a difference to my skin, which nothing else had ever done. And gradually I learned more about the other products, and I'll tell you more about that in the subsequent video. But the thing that's really wowed me completely was that, having run my own business, and as I say, trying to manage everything, when I joined Arbonne, it was just amazing. I literally registered one day, and the next day I had my own online shop, my own website. I had a full marketing team behind me. I had all the literature and promotional things that I needed, so all the flyers, documents, things like that. I had catalogues that I could give to people. I had trial samples that I could give to people. And best of all, I was a member of a team of people who were there to support me and to help me be successful. The training was phenomenal. It's all at my own pace. And the thing that I hadn't really appreciated was that I was encouraged to fit this into my life in the way that I wanted to do it. And that's what I do now with other people. So most people who join Arbonne actually do it alongside their full-time job. So we have people who are doctors and lawyers and teachers and tube drivers, and people who work in Tesco's, or people who work for British Airways, or people who work for in the corporate world. We have people who are city brokers. We have lots of mums at home. We have people who are carers. We have people who are retired. And you can basically do this business literally in the nooks and crannies of your life. So you can fit it in where it fits. Some people do a few hours a week. Some people do lots of hours a week. Some people do it almost as a full-time job. The point being that you set the income, you decide how much you want to earn and what you want to do with this business, and then you work towards that. So if you want to earn a lot of money, then you do a lot of work. It's not a get-rich-quick scheme. It doesn't work like that. You only get paid for the work that you do and the how effective you are. But you do it at your own pace. So some people will get to the top of the company in 2 years. Some people will take 10 years. It really depends on how you do it. Everyone starts in exactly the same at the same point. They have exactly the same tools, the same products, the same compensation plan. Everything is the same. It's just that some people work it harder and some people don't. And that's absolutely fine. There's no minimums, there's no deadlines, there's nobody telling you that you must do this, there's nobody managing you. I always like to think of it as you're in business for yourself, but you are not alone. You have a full team there to support you. So I've been doing this business now for just over 2 years, and I have to say I absolutely love it. It's changed the way that I think about how I approach other people. The personal development has been amazing. I've learned so much about myself and about other people, and I've developed new skills. I've really kind of I find there's more joy in my life. I really, really love it. I have just come back from a meeting where we were talking to people about the business. So this is people who come along because they're interested to hear about the business. And we were talking to them about it, and the enthusiasm and the passion and everything that it generates is amazing. So I hope that's given you a little bit of a flavour. I probably waffled on a lot, but give you a bit of a flavour about how the business has affected me and why I think it's a wonderful place to be, and why I encourage other people to take a look. So I hope you do want to take a little look, and I'm going to send you another video after this which is going to tell you a bit more detail, and you can learn a bit more about the business itself. Okay, thank you so much for listening, and sending you lots of love. Take care. Bye-bye.